I just realized that it's something stupid. 2 days ago, I was having dinner with my family and I was just sharing about the trip that I had with Petra, the cruise which we took, and the places that we visited and how beautiful it was. And then the conversation came to the Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat that we visited during that trip as well. And they started to ask me questions, how was it? What did you experience there? How much money was it? And I just blindly, without thinking, told them all the answers. I told them exactly how much money we spent. I told them how much the cruise was. That way, they already can have some assumption about how I spend my money, how much money I have. It is something that I should really keep for myself, sit on my mouth, as we say in German, or to just sip it. Because I don't want people to go around knowing that I spent this much money for things. They don't need to know that. It's irrelevant. And later they were asking about the retreat, how it was, what we did, and I was saying, yeah, we did some meditations and we did coherence healing, and I was like, yeah, but towards the end we wished we would have had another 5.5 hour pineal gland meditation, as if it would be relevant information for them. It was just the ego probably showing like, yeah, I meditate for 5.5 hours straight. And it's such a nonsense because honestly, the people that are going on these retreats or they do these spiritual explorations, when they come to you and they share with you what they have experienced, what they have done. There was this funny video of this German guy that was like, I saw God, bro. Look, I have a mushroom as a necklace. I saw God, bro. I took ayahuasca. And people are honestly just weird. It is just being weird. If another person that is listening to this story has not been in the exact same situation as you have, has done this retreat or has gone to yoga or something like that, they will not be able to understand what you're doing. That's the problem. That's why I should have not said anything about this. I was even taking it further, sharing about the different breaths that we did, that Dr. Joe teaches, and I was stupid enough to tell them that during one of those breaths that I did at home, that I lost consciousness and I fell from the chair. It is just making everything even more weird. And I really regret it because they do not understand. They do not want to understand. They are not interested in these things. And I just become ungraspable for them. You're out of reach, you're out of touch, as they say. And why would we push our spiritual journey onto other people? If I would go around and be like a hippie and tell everybody, you should judge less, you should be more happy, you should forgive more, this is not God's work. This is not work of a unconditional, loving, or spiritual being. This is the work of the devil, so to say, because you are going around and condemning everybody for their actions, and you don't have true compassion in you and true understanding for their own journey and their own evolution. So I was, it was the ego that took over. I probably wanted to show them how cool I am, that I do these things. And I was already labeled as weird subconsciously for my family because I used to do meditations in the middle of the living room with headphones on, but still I was meditations and sometimes I was moving my body a little bit weird. And they were walking around me sometimes, they also lived there and they walk around, and it was also the ego, like I can meditate for over an hour, blah blah blah. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. And what do I have from this, from being out of touch for others? They do not want to be around me. They do not feel comfortable with me because it's just weird. I'm just being weird. And if this is the only thing that I would talk about, they would have nothing to talk to me about. And, sometimes in this spiritual niche, we are still looking for like minded people, right? We want to find our tribe, our community, people that we can share our experiences with and our spiritual journey. But there is also nothing wrong with having material friends, with having friends that are very much rooted in the third dimensional reality. Like, I don't want to speak. I have one friend which is also very much into the spiritual um, topics, and he's very sensitive. But that's not the basis how we met. We met like as co-workers, and we just always had fun. And when I meet him, I don't always want to talk about this sensitive, blah blah blah, spiritual stuff. No, I also want to talk some shit and have fun, you know. And it's really cool that we can be grounded in the third dimension and also experience the fifth dimension. But we don't have to walk around and preach to everybody around us that they should do it and it's the right thing to do and whatever. It's just the ego. We can keep these things for ourselves. We are on our own journey. It is irrelevant for other people what journey we are on. And the information that I gave at the dinner table was just purely unnecessary. I have to see how I can fix that again. Like, there are so many other things that I could talk about, but I just got caught up, and I only realized 2 days later when I saw how the partner from my father, she came to me, and I saw that she looked at me a little bit differently again. And I think that is also the reason why they didn't want me to live with them in the first place anymore, because I just became a little bit out of touch, and I was too much focused on these things and not really rooted in the third dimension, and just living, having fun, enjoying a good meal, having a laugh. So that's also a really important part of this experience. And I love my friends who are totally focused on materialistic things, on nice cars and nice vacations and all that. I love it. It's so much fun with them. And we don't speak about these spiritual things at all, and it's not necessary. It's our own journeys. I saw this video from this woman. She was saying, you got a new promotion, sip it. You got a new job, sip it. You found a great man or a great woman, sip it. You bought this nice vacation, sip it. You get a new car, sip it. Just keep those things for yourself. People don't need to know how much money you have, what you're spending it on, how happy you are. That's also a thing. Like, if we just go around and we say how we have such an amazing relationship, people will have doubts that this is actually true, and their programming and their beliefs and their views on things are going to influence your own energy field. So cherish those things for you, keep it for you, share it with truly close people that are on the same wavelength with you. And other people don't have to disappear from our lives. No, they're very much welcome in our lives, and we can have a different kind of relationship with them and just enjoy and be with them and be on their wavelength, understand them, having compassion. So that's just, yeah, what I would have done differently is that I would answer to the question, how much money did it cost? How much money did I spend? I would just say, ooh, I don't remember, or it doesn't matter. And about these retreats, whenever you come from something like this, just don't tell people what you did. Just say, you know what, it was a nice experience, it was cool, there were a lot of people, and it was just fun, it was a nice experience. That's it. It's enough. Anyways, nobody can understand it that hasn't been there. And yeah, I also want to say about these breaths. No, pretty much every breath that people do, like Wim Hof breath or like these fast breathing and techniques, they're just weird. I don't know why, they're just weird. You can have somebody show you what kind of breath they did, and it's just weird. If you're not doing it yourself, if you're not learning it yourself, it is just simply weird. So let's not be weird. It's not necessary to be this hippie in front of everybody. And yes, of course, we don't want to care what other people think. But if it's people close to you that you also worship and love, we don't need to be weird in front of them. That's it.